It's a new year, new mindset, same you. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with you still being you. I just thought about what song it is. Anywho, hey, and welcome to the Very Intentional Mama channel. I am stuffy, congested, and we rolled out of bed about an hour ago. So, bear with me. I have a message to give today. And so, first of all, I'm going to say that I had a whole video. Like, y'all, this video is about 30 minutes long. And at the end of the video, I said, yeah, this ain't it. So here I am doing it again because this is the message that I actually need to get out. We are in a new year. It is 2025. Yay! Okay, I'm really excited for 2025 just because of the way that God has been in my life in 2024 and just going back like y'all. Hold on, let's see if I can grab this thing down. This is my written list, and I don't even think that this is everything, but this was a quick jot down list of the things that I have accomplished this year and that God has had his hand in. And so just seeing what he did in 2024, I just know 2025 is about to be a bang. And so I'm coming to you guys because it actually took me some time to get to a place where I was joyous for the next year. I want to share a little bit of how I've gone through and got to a place where I actually feel like I'm accomplishing things, and it doesn't just have to be a new year for me to accomplish stuff. But first, I gotta tell you, there was a point in time where a new year came and I was excited. I was like, I'm about to start working out more. I'm about to officially become fluent in Spanish and American Sign Language. And I'm just going to do more as far as the household. I'm going to take care of the house more. And for some weeks, I did that. Like, I was doing great. I was working out maybe like 2 to 3 times a week, and I was actually tracking my workouts. I was, doing my Spanish with Duolingo and my streak. I was keeping it alive, and I was even doing a really good job where I was not going to bed until the house was in order. And I really thought, all right, this year is going to be different. Okay. Then life happened. The kids needed me. Work piled up. And it just started to feel like, why do we even do resolutions? And so I needed a change. And because I got to that point where I was like, I'm not doing resolutions anymore, because every single time I set a resolution, I don't accomplish it. And so instead of thinking about resolutions, I think about goals. I build momentum. I set SMART goals. And I have an amazing circle of moms who I rely on to keep me in check. So first, with building momentum, I have gotten to this place where building momentum does not just happen in the beginning of the year. Building momentum happens the year prior. And I know that many of us, we get to the end of the year and it's like, dang, I didn't accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish. I'll just push it into next year. We're not doing that anymore, okay? Instead, we're going to start working towards those goals. Like, I know. It's now 2025, 2024 don't pass. You should have told us this message sooner. My bad. Okay, my bad. But building up that momentum means that before that new year comes, before that deadline when you feel like, okay, I got to get out of this, I've got to have this done, we're taking small steps before. Something that was a big lesson for me in 2024 is that 5 minutes a day takes you a very long way. If you're working on a book, you are not going to read a book. Okay, now, as moms, okay, unless you are a mom that your children are grown, they ain't bothering you. Your children just have amazing independent play. we ain't finishing whole books a days no more. Okay. Now, prior to kids, heck yeah, I could finish a whole book in a day. But with them, we ain't finish a whole book. We ain't starting that book in the morning and then finish it by night. Okay, unless that book unless it's a picture book. But we're not reading whole books in a day. We're not writing entire chapter books in a day. But if you take 5 minutes to sit down and write, 5 minutes to work on your website, 5 minutes to prep a lesson that you've really been wanting to do for your kids, 5 minutes every single day until it's done, that's a whole lot better than stressing yourself out to sit here and try to do a whole entire thing in one day by this unrealistic deadline that you set for yourself. Which we're going to get into that. But starting small, and not only starting small, celebrate yourself. Okay, I celebrate myself for some of the smallest things, y'all. I celebrate myself whenever I actually send an email. I celebrate myself when I actually get up in the morning and make tea. Like little things. Like think about with our children. We celebrate our children when they do the smallest of things. It's like today you did not have a tantrum. Yay! You sat on the toilet. You ain't even pee. Yay! So if we do that for our kids, let's do it for us too. All right, so that brings us into our next thing, which is SMART goals. So I could go real deep into this, and if y'all would like for me to, I definitely will. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to give y'all really quick hitters. So with setting goals, they need to be SMART goals. We're no longer just saying, I want to work out more often this year. And I'm laughing because I can remember that year when I was setting my New Year's resolutions, and that was my resolution. I want to work out more often this year. I didn't say how often. I didn't say when I was going to work out. There was lots of pieces that were missing. I didn't say how I was going to do the workouts. I didn't say where. It was just out there. I just want to work out more often. And that sets us up to a place where we give up easily, where it's like, oh, I didn't do anything this week towards my goal. But if you actually look back, you did a whole lot of things. So setting SMART goals is specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and there's a time deadline on it. Whenever we do this for our goals, we actually work towards accomplishing them. And so now it's not just this resolution that in the beginning of the year, I feel like I'm going to stick to for those first 21 days of the year. And then it's like, oh, dang, I never accomplished my resolution. It's because it was a resolution. You didn't set a goal. It wasn't a SMART goal. Hey y'all, so this is the Very Intentional Mama, and if you have been resonating with what I've been saying so far, we have a village where we actually do this. We take goals and we do it for a 12-week period and accomplish things. Right now, we have 2 goals actually happening, where one, we are focusing on financial and spiritual well-being, and everybody has set their own goal. And I mean, y'all, we did thorough SMART goals. We know when people are supposed to be working on stuff. We know how they're working on it. All the good things. Our next challenge that we will be starting up real soon is a book club. And this book is all about stress, y'all. Because we're human. Stress happens. However, there is a way that we can go about stress to where it doesn't take over our whole entire lives. And so we will be reading a book that is focusing on this in the village. And we're going to be reading this book over 12 weeks. Because remember, y'all, I just said we can't read a whole book in a day like we used to, unless them kids are gone, they older, whatever the case may be. But if this sounds like something that you really want, I encourage you to go to the link in the description and join us for the Very Intentional Mama Village, where we are Black moms in a safe space, healing, growing, and living. Because yes, we are intentionally raising these children in a different way that we've never seen before. However, that does not mean that it's only about them. We have to learn as well so that we can model for them what it looks like to go after your dreams and to still accomplish things. So, anywho, go ahead and join us in the Very Intentional Mama Village, and let's get back to the message. So, those SMART goals, they are actually there's something serious, y'all, and it's a game changer because now you're tracking. Okay, this week I actually spent. Yeah, I've been doing my financial statements for the 2024 and going through them, and they just have been having me like, oh my gosh, you could have had so much money. But I thank you, Lord, that you're helping me learn the lessons. But it's like, okay, this week I spent a little bit more on personal wants than I really wanted to. Next week, let's do better. So let's say for instance, maybe this week I spent like $20 extra in my personal budget that I expected. Next week, you're not going to spend more than 10. So these are the things that we are working through in the Very Intentional Mama Village, and that actually helps us to finally start achieving those goals. So speaking of the Very Intentional Mama Village, now the mamas in here are really dope, and I got to give it up for them. They are amazing, and I dislike every single time I tell them something. And the only reason why I say that I dislike it is because they hold me accountable. Now, if you're anything like me, there was a point in time when I saw accountability as something I tell you, you're supposed to make sure that I'm still doing it. That is a piece of accountability. But honestly and truly, accountability is you holding yourself accountable. Accountability is you making sure that you get the things done. Is that you making sure that you're pushing through and following through. And so whenever you have those people, not only to like make sure that you staying on track, but also cheering you along the way and celebrating your wins, you are more likely to push through and get things done. There's another piece to this, which is why I'm taking a pause. Because we have to learn how to trust ourselves again, y'all. For far too long, we have said to ourselves, we are going to do a thing, and then we don't do it. And our body is keeping track of that. So there's two parts to this. There's this part where we doubt ourselves based on past experiences. So we just don't do anything. We don't do the goals. We don't even try. And then there's another part where we say we're going to do the thing. We do it for a couple weeks. We stop. Or we don't do it at all just to keep ourselves from the pain and the hurts of it not following through the way we want it to fall through. And so I want to specifically talk about the part of us saying that we're going to do things and we don't follow through. You're telling yourself how to trust yourself. So if I say that today I'm going to get out here and I'm going to do me a 30-minute walk and I'm going to take the kids here and I'm going to work on this, and I don't do not a single thing because I'm like, oh, well, it's cold outside. Oh, well, the kids are now awake. Well, I don't want to take the kids there anymore. Oh, well, I'm too tired to actually sit down and work. I'm building up the excuses and building up the things and the thoughts that I'm going to tell myself the next time I think about doing it. So the next time that I think about going out for a 30-minute walk, oh, well, Leah, why would you do that? The kids might wake up. Why would you sit down and do work? You're not going to get that finished. You're not going to get it finished in a day. You start telling yourself these things because your body is keeping track. And this is how you trust yourself. We have to build up the trust in ourselves again. And so as we go into this new year, I am praying and believing that you will allow yourself to have a new mindset. It's a new year, new mindset, same you. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with you still being you. Y'all, I've been learning so much about myself that I'm like, girl, you are actually really dope. Don't try to change you. Just come with a new perspective. Come with a new mindset. And then that will help you in the areas that you want to grow, that you want to adjust, that you want to heal. So again, small steps. baby steps to this thing. We are not going to create whole programs that can be dished out to the entire world in a day. That was God, okay? God can make things in one day and then be functional. Instead, it's going to take us time because God has to do his work and we have to do our part so that he can do his work. SMART goals. We are not just throwing goals out here anymore and saying, I want to eat better. I want to work out more. I want to teach my kid how to read. I want to start a business. We are setting actionable goals, SMART goals with steps that we can follow through with and measure. And lastly, we're finding accountability and holding ourselves accountable because it takes both. Somebody else can tell you all day long, hey, you said that you was going to put this book out. Hey, you said that you were going to try that new restaurant today. You said that you was going to try that new hairstyle. But it takes you. Actually, matter of fact, let me get right here. It takes you to actually put in the work to follow through. So this has been another video with a very intentional mama. I pray that something I said today resonates with you. I pray that you will hear my voice on repeat throughout this year. Because this year, it is different. Because you are learning that you can do all the things that you have set your mind to. Because they're goals. Remember? Goals, 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 goals. Resolutions is out of our vocabulary. And you are more than capable of achieving every goal that is the desire of your heart. Just make sure it aligns with God's desires. Bye, y'all.